it's number one on our list, and I would say if you don't have an emergency fund, it should be the first place you look, because we talked about the windfall and going to purchase something, or maybe just using the tax refund as a down payment and then still borrow more money. And then you think about the debt problems that you could get in there. But the reality is, too, that I think Americans are in debt to the level that they are because they don't have an adequate emergency cash savings. And if you don't, and you need to determine what that number is. I don't know that most people really, they just kind of throw a little money here, a little money there. Maybe they throw $100 a month, and they just kind of see where it lands, and then they dip into it. Determine what your need is with a dollar amount for a cash emergency savings. And if it's short, then you need to consider using at least a portion of that tax refund to build it up.
Scott, I had a conversation with a young man that came in earlier this week, as a matter of fact, and he had gotten out of college, landed a good job in sales, and made a lot of money, and had a lot of cash. And I was talking with him, and he was on a salary plus commission. Now he's on just straight commission. And I actually advised him to save, to take part of that money that he'd built up and just squirrel away a year's worth of basic income needs, things that are just as basic expenses, because who knows, he's in an industry in which sales can be very volatile,
right? And
who knows how long you might go and not make a sale.
Yep.
And so you've got to have some kind of cushion. Now, that's not everybody that needs to do that. Mostly, we're going to say somewhere between 3 to 6 months expenses in an emergency fund, because if you got sick, lost your job, whatever the case may be, surely within a 3 to 6 month period of time, you can be back in employment. But Tim, sometimes people think about that as being money that's just sitting over there collecting dust. They think about it as what the investment potential is, but we don't really look at that as an investment.
Well, if we knew what the market was going to do, we could jump in and invest that. But this is really for security. It's to sleep better at night. So we really don't want to put $20,000 or $25,000 in the market, then have the market go down 15%, then all of a sudden we need it because we lost our job.
Think about it as an insurance policy, really, to protect against losing your job, protect against an extended illness, protect against a huge unexpected expense. I like to call it creating margin. And if you can have a good bit of margin in your financial life, you'll be in really good shape.
Yeah, and I think about it, too, in terms of the stats that back this up. Nearly 6 in 10 Americans don't have enough savings to cover a $500 or $1,000 expense, unplanned expense. That's a report from Bankrate, and we see that all the time. We've been quoting these stats for years. It's amazing that people don't have that cash, as John said, squirreled away just in case. And so that back into the debt conversation, what happens if you don't have that cash savings? Obviously, you have to borrow the money, because if it is truly an emergency, you've got to have something done about that. If your car needs a repair, if the heating and air goes out in your home, things that are not insured in your life, you've got to make that happen just to keep your life functioning. So the tax refund could be a big part of bolstering your cash emergency savings if you don't have it. Want more content like this delivered to your inbox weekly? Visit fastestford.com to learn more.